Okay, so the first part of this question asks what is the equivalent price and the equivalent quantity. So we know that when the market achieves equilibrium, the quantity supplied equals quantity demanded. So we need to find on the table at what kind of quantity, at what price the quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. And we see that the equivalent price is 20 and the equivalent quantity is 100. Okay, so if we want to draw it on the graph, I simply draw a rough graph of it. You can try to draw it more accurately. This is demand curve, and this is supply curve, and we have the price is 20 and the quantity is 100. That is equivalent price 20 and the equivalent quantity 100. So the question asks what would be the total revenue of the firm. So the total revenue of the firm by definition, we use TR to stand for total revenue equals P star times Q star. So basically is 2000. So on the graph, it should be this rectangle here. Okay, so this is the first part of this question. And the second part of this question say that if the government impose a $30 price floor, how will be the change? So the first thing you need to know is to check out whether this price floor is below the equivalent price or above it. So we see that this price floor, $30, is actually above the equivalent price, $20. So that means the government set this price floor, and this price floor acts in the market. So the market price should be $30 right now. So if the market price is $30, we can check on the table. So when the price is $30, when P equals $30, the quantity demanded is only 80, but the quantity supplied is 180, right? Because when the price is higher, consumers is less willing to buy goods, but producer is more willing to supply goods. Okay, so the question asks what's the amount of the consumer could consume. So the consumer will only consume 80 because 80 is less than 180, right? Because consumer is not willing to buy more goods. Okay, so and then it asks what is the revenue received by the producer. So we still have a total revenue here. And in this case, we know that the price in the market is $30, is set by the government, and the quantity sold in the market is only 80, because consumer are only willing to buy 80 units of goods. So the total revenue of the firm will be 2,400. Okay, so we want to draw a graph for it. Quantity, this is price, and we have demand curve and we have supply curve. So we know that the equivalent price and equivalent quantity is 20 and 100, and there's a price floor of $30, and the price floor is activated. So basically, when the price is $30, the quantity demand is 80, and the quantity supplied is 180. Okay, so the total revenue would be 30 times 80. So the total revenue on the graph should be this rectangle here. Okay, so this is the second part of this question, and let's look at the third part of it. The third part of it say that in this case, when the government set the $30 price floor, the government would purchase any surplus amount of goods from the producer. So what's the amount of surplus? So we know that at this price, $30, quantity demand is only 80, but the quantity supplied is 180. And for part B, say that the government will not buy any surplus. But in part C, say that the government will buy the surplus. That means this 100 unit So 180 minus 80, that is 100 units. The government need to buy this 100 units from the producer. Okay. So if the government need to buy this like 100 units from the producer, first thing is how much will be the total revenue received by the firm. So let's say it's total revenue prime to distinguish from this one. So the market price is still $30, but now the firm can sell 180. 80 bought by the consumers and 100 bought by the government. So what's the exact number there? You could calculate yourself. So that is a total revenue. And it asks how much the government would spend on this kind of like buying the surplus. So let me use the screen here. So let's say the expense of the government, equals the price of the good is $30 and the government need to buy 100 surplus. That means the expense of the government is 3,000. Okay, so on the graph, we need to show where is the area of the government amount of payment, right? Yeah, so basically the government need to pay the good at $30 and the government need to buy this 100 unit. So this area, this rectangle here will be the total expense of the government. And you can see that this part is the original total revenue of the producer if the government will not buy the surplus. And this part will be the government's total expense of buying the surplus, and this total large area will be the total revenue received by the producer afterwards. Okay, so that's the answer of this question.